This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield.
Stuff went numb that shouldn't go numb, you know what I'm saying? I was like, what is going on?
No, I don't.
No, you don't.
And co-host Marney Winfield.
It was kind of an awkward thing. He's like, would you guys want to come along? Can you get away to come to the island? I'm like, yeah, we just got back from there.
It is 217 Day, February 17th, 2023. My name's Corey Winfield.
My name's Marney Winfield.
And welcome. What a beautiful day to be alive. It's a Friday. It's 217. Yeah.
I mean, we have a lot of days in the year that we celebrate, but we actually have a day.
Yeah, it's
every year.
Yep. And I want to say thanks to everybody who called and texted me, told me happy 217 Day. You know, it's about purpose. It's about helping others. It's about being more spiritual. That's what it's about. And you get to do that in a whole day of it. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, welcome. I know people are like, what? I was talking to a guy from this insurance company, and I told him happy 217 Day, and he just kind of was like, huh? And then he kind of looked at the business name and was like, oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool. Hey, man, so how much again do you guys expect to make? And I'm like, oh, okay. He just skipped right over that.
Yeah.
Like, he just kind of like.
You're like, embrace it for a minute, man.
He dissed me.
That's all right.
Yeah, I was just like, hey, man, if we act like it's a holiday, it'll become one. Mm-hmm. That's what Santa Claus did, I think. Right? Or is that about Jesus? I don't know. I'm just get confused. The Easter Bunny, that's coming up too, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so enjoy your 217 Day. We gave our employees the day off.
You're full of it today.
I got them coming.
You do.
Yeah, it's because we don't really have employees. Well, we kind of do. I mean, I'm an employee. You're an employee, but you don't want to be. I hustle you into things. And then Justin, I tried to get him to work today, and he couldn't because he has another job he was working at. So I got him working tomorrow, taking the lady. So it's
little by little, though. We're getting there.
But we did sign the lease.
Where's your yays for that?
Our office thing. Yays? Oh, there you go. Hey. For our little recovery center. And of course, it's not, like when I first hear of recovery community center or whatever, recovery center, whatever, I think of just like a real cool place, like people making pizzas and a bowling alley for you and like karaoke or I don't know, just real cool stuff, some tables, chairs, people playing cards, movies, just Pictionary.
And you're thinking of every large possible thing that you could
and some rooms with some meetings and then podcast office and room with the mirror and window you can see through.
A dance studio.
Maybe. Yeah.
Make TikTok videos.
Yup. We can fly drones like in the back.
Flash dance.
Yeah.
Practice.
And then we're going to have like a movie studio in there as well.
And people are like, where is this place?
Yeah, that's in my head, unfortunately.
Yeah, for now.
That's where it lives.
For now.
But you have to dream it before you can actually do it. Mm-hmm. And the office, the woman we're renting from, really, really nice woman. Her name's Jill. And I'm very excited about that. And she's very nice. And I think the office is really nice. I know you and Justin, right when you walked in, you were like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Mm-hmm. And you guys hadn't even seen half of them that I've seen that were just really, really bad.
Yeah.
And so when I walked in there too, I thought, wow, this is really nice. Mm-hmm. There was carpet that didn't look like people pooped on it all the time. And the walls were painted. I mean, it looked like it was well kept.
Yeah.
So I was kind of excited about that, but it didn't have any of the drone flying area. It didn't have the movie studio. It didn't have the podcast rooms.
Didn't have the Zen garden.
No. So
the greenhouse attached.
Yeah. Those are some of the things I'd sacrifice. But I would have been looking for that place for the next 20 years and still been like, well, we're still looking.
Yeah. This is very true, people.
This is podcast number 2170 and still looking for a place. It's coming soon. But that's, yeah. So you have to start, and I don't want to say start small, but we do. We have to start small. Mm-hmm. Something that will work for us. And then as we grow, that's how I would assume businesses want to work, is we outgrow that spot. instead of getting this big old place with all these movie studios and whatever. And then we have 3 people coming and we're like, oh yeah, well, if we had more people, we could maybe play a game of kickball, but we can't because we don't have enough people. So yeah, start small and we'll hopefully outgrow it one day. And, we have a pretty cool landlord, I think. And I think it'll be a good thing. And we'll be able to help people and kind of get them on track and point them in the right direction where they need to go. Mm-hmm. A lot of people get recovery coaching confused with like sponsors and stuff like that. But, if somebody wants to come and they have questions or whatever, just come see us. And
yeah. And the thing that I've envisioned about it as well is not that we're going to have people that are certified coaches to be able to help with that, help people, like you were saying, kind of get them in the right direction, help them, connect them to resources and what have you. But I kind of envision it too as it becoming somewhat of like a place for people in the community, because lots of times we say get involved in your own recovery, like get involved in the recovery community, like start owning, being a part of it. Mm-hmm. And being a part of it, it's definitely showing up for sure. But it's also like, what ideas do you have? What would be a fun thing that we could get together to figure out how to make happen, and obviously our space itself is not set up to be able to have huge events or anything like that, but it's a place where people can brainstorm about that and plan for that and get, figure out how to make that happen. And I think that would be a cool part. Like, we want to be able to get people to get out in the community and volunteer, and to be able to figure out how to coordinate that, you have to make phone calls and you have to set up and you have to schedule and you have to get people to volunteer and, hold them accountable to make it there. Documentation, blah, 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 all that stuff. So I think it will kind of grow into itself. We just, we're taking the first step, taking the first leap, and have the space, and, we'll go from there.
Yeah, but I like your idea of the whole recovery community kind of coming together there, to meet or to plan things, or to, hey, we have this event going on, and stuff that we can put up for people that do come in and say, hey, I have nothing to do on Saturday, but I'm afraid I might go use. And you're like, oh, well, look at this. There's a barbecue or whatever, a foosball tournament or
right. And the thing
puppy
is,
donations, or
it's for the people in the recovery community. Like, the space is for them. So like, what ideas do you have? What is it something that you would show up to, or you think that other people would show up to? Because if we just plan stuff, we could do that all day long. Mm-hmm. But, everybody has different likes and different, things that get them excited about their recovery. Maybe, somebody's really all about smart recovery and they want to have their own smart recovery and hold it there. Great, Or some ladies want to have their own, ladies process group. That's available. Space is available for that. So it's really people getting involved in their own recovery and kind of like taking that role of responsibility and accountability. And, they say that helping other people helps you. I know that to be true.
Yeah.
We're the people. We're all the people, So there's going to be staff, quote unquote, staff members, but it's not for the staff members. It's for the recovery community. Mm-hmm. That's the cool part.
Yeah. Can't wait. Hopefully there's a magic fairy that comes and puts everything together. Because we order like desks and stuff and chairs.
That's why we need volunteers.
Yeah. I don't have any volunteers in my pocket. But yeah, the people, if they want to come help out and stuff like that, that's cool. But it's just going to be nice once it's done and people are in there. And I don't like the part of like trying to get everything to put in there. Like it's frustrating and stressful.
It's literally one problems. Stapler at a time. You gotta you get it and you bring it in. And it's there.
Around, didn't it?
and then there's something else that you need to get, and bring it in, and it's there, and it's not really not. It's not like a huge space, so you're making it out to be this like factory.
Well,
size.
honey, how long does it take me to put the entertainment center together or that filing cabinet together? It was like 2 days.
Yeah, that is
So
worrisome. So anybody who's handy
now you understand my pain.
with an instruction kit and can manage to use all of the screws that come with a piece of furniture.
My poor father, who asked me to help him put a grill together.
Corey's like swallowing
I added like 2
washers
hours
just to make it look like he didn't miss anything.
There were extra pieces left over, and I just looked at it and said, I said, it happens, because it does happen to me quite often.
Yeah, like every time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what's this for? I don't know.
It looks sturdy though. Well, my dad, because I kept putting stuff wrong, and so we'd have to like take it all back apart. Like we got really good at putting it back apart, or taking it apart and putting it back together. But yeah, it probably cost him an extra 2 hours, and it was so cold, and I was like, let's do it outside.
Oh yeah, this was during our like Arctic storm.
Yeah, right around Christmas, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That we had like 10 feet of snow.
Oh no, it was after Christmas.
I don't know, but it was not a time anybody should be putting together a grill. That's for sure.
Yeah, it was freezing out. Couldn't hold the screws in my hands because they were frozen. My little fingers were frozen.
But here's the thing, though. I mean, 4 years ago, would you have been doing that? 5 years ago?
4 years ago, I was in treatment.
Yeah, see? Well, 5 years ago then. Would you have been hanging out, chilling with your dad, putting together a grill?
No, I was probably in treatment again, too. Like, I don't know.
You're missing
no, I wouldn't have. And he was in a different state.
Right.
So, no, it was one of those things that, yes, it was a nice bonding experience, but I'm not good at putting things together was my point. And so thinking about desks and chairs and blah, 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 like that, I look at that like, well, I'm going to need the whole month of March to put my desk together.
Next time your dad's going to be thinking about like brainstorming about what you can do for like quality time. I'll be like, let's steer clear of the
putting stuff together. Well, I think my stepmom was the one who really thought, Corey's here, he could help him with it because she knows my dad's not 42 anymore. Mm-hmm. And so she likes when people help him out. So that was kind of her way of like, hey, you got that grill out there. And I looked at my dad, I was like, was it in a box or like, is it just out there? And then they kind of laughed, and that's when I knew the trouble was a brewing. Mm-hmm. And they didn't realize the trouble was for them.
Well, careful what you wish for.
Yeah. I think I guarantee they'll never ask me to do that again.
That's what I'm saying.
So, lesson learned on their part.
Yep.
I'm sure we left, and I'm sure like my stepmom was like, oh my God, I had no idea it was going to be that bad, Jerry. We'll never do that again. Maybe we'll just have them move stuff in the yard or something.
Move stuff back. Move things back and forth.
That bird bath over there.
They leave their decorations from the holiday up just to give you something to do that's not going to require any pieces missing. I'm
going to go there and be like, we need anything put together? That's going to be my first thing when I walk in their house every time. So what are we putting together today?
Oh my gosh.
I'll have boxes of stuff and they'll say nothing. Mm-hmm. I don't know. But yeah, it is good though. But exciting. And trying to find insurance for it is kind of a pain. Because I don't know if it's because we're a nonprofit or because we don't make as much or we don't have as many employees or I don't know what the problem is. But everybody that I call is like, nope, sorry, can't help you. But talk to these people. I even signed up on that list. You know that one you never want to sign up on? Mm-hmm. That tells the whole world like your phone number and to call you immediately for everything. Mm-hmm. Nobody's even emailed me from that yet.
I'm surprised because usually even people, even when you don't qualify, they call you.
I know. They're like, we didn't, but we passed you on to our 80,000 other people. I was like, oh, I shouldn't have signed up for that.
Right.
But yeah, phone hasn't rang, no emails, like nothing. Like, I don't know. We got Jesus Insurance. That's what I'm going to tell people. We got Jesus Insurance. Take care of that for you. You're not laughing.
I'm just trying. No, not really, because it is something that we need to get.
Well, I got Jesus Insurance. Mm-hmm. He's going to make it happen how it's supposed to.
Yeah, we need some documentation on that one.
Yeah. But one thing, though, and I'll say this, and this will speak to the recovery community, and people understand exactly what I'm saying, and people probably felt the same way as well. But when I explained to people, it was just like when we were looking for a place to rent, the gentleman that was helping us would say, well, you might not want to tell them that you're going to have like meetings here. You might not want to tell them like it's like people that are in recovery, and because, it's people, they just think that, it's people in recovery and, you guys are going to be using drugs here, are you? And I'm like, you don't even know what recovery means.
It's people like you that it's really hard for me not to want to slap you.
Yeah. And then today with the insurance, you're not going to be serving alcohol there. After I went through the whole spiel of I'm in recovery and I used to drink and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, we help people in early recovery, people that are, out of treatment and they're trying to figure some stuff out, might have some questions or just getting frustrated by life or something, just can come and get some one-on-one coaching as to what to do with their early recovery and sobriety. Okay, you're not going to be selling liquor or alcohol there. No.
Wow.
And not pot either, I told them. Okay. I don't know. It's just very frustrating sometimes. And even with Jill, Jill, I think understands what we're doing, but I think for her, she's our landlord. She does have other tenants in there. We don't just have a standalone building. We do have our own entrance into the middle part of the building, which is our part,
Mm-hmm.
But there's somebody on the side and across and, so there's other people that we're going to share a parking lot with. So I think her concern is like, okay, what are these people going to think? I think she's cool with it. Otherwise she probably wouldn't have been so great with helping us, rent the place. And,
oh gosh. Yeah. I'm completely think there should be more Jills like that in the world because she taking into consideration, she's a business person.
Mm-hmm.
So she's got to kind of keep, her head on top here. Like, what is this going to look like? What are potential issues? What's the risk factor
mm-hmm.
of this tenant? That's what every single place that rents to people, including people personally, coming into living somewhere as calling it their home is, tell me about you. What is it that, where am I, and what they have to quote unquote, air quotes, judge you by are things that might not necessarily reflect, exactly who you are. But also, there is the looming stigma of people who have used drugs and alcohol. So people in recovery sounds beautiful, but it's also people who are at one point, active in their addiction, which along with that comes problematic chaos, legal issues, crime, violence. I was going to say a long word for crime, but then I didn't.
Is what it sounded like.
No, I didn't get there.
Curmudgeony crime.
That's good though. No. So anyhow, I get the kind of hesitation a little bit. She's just trying to make a smart decision for herself,
mm-hmm.
And not set herself up for something that but she also is willing to take a chance on us. And she's very vocal about that. Like, she's like, no, yeah, I think it's great. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think it went as well as possible.
But it's still, it's like, I understand, but I have a couple friends that when they're sober, like they're fun guys, but they'd also be the same people, sober or not. You look at them in the store and go, whoa, that dude looks a little suspect, He's got the big beard and, I'm thinking about Chris Goss, but Chris had like long hair and stuff, and he looked like somebody who would be a stoner or kind of into drugs almost, if you want to put people in that. Because society does. So there'll be some, I don't even know some suspect looking people, come in and they'll be sober. Like I kind of mentioned to her, like, well, people do show up here intoxicated or under the influence. Well, can send them across the street. There's a detox over there, like people aren't coming here, to drink or to use drugs. And if they're using their drugs or drinking, they're probably not coming to us.
Yeah.
To talk about what they can do for their sobriety.
Yeah.
So, but it's still like this hurdle we have to get over or through, in the same time, as we know recovery to be, there's good people and bad people, just like in normal life, there's good people and bad people. They're not just in recovery, but, we know that there can be just a huge, there can be a huge curmudgeonly no, there can be a huge impact on the community, just by the right people doing the right things and leading by example. And that's what we hope to set with Recovery Center, Resource Center.
Yeah. We want these people to, show up and step up and show like this is what people in recovery are and can be, and we're positive and helpful and proactive and, so we're not all the bad things that people think that, people who were once active in their addiction remain to be.
True. Well, I was hoping Tyrone could join us on the podcast, but he can't.
He's sleeping.
Yeah, and I just wanted to do something today on 217 Day. I wasn't trying to do anything super long because I still have to, get on this insurance and stuff. But we were actually doing the podcast when it was 217 on 217 Day.
All day.
Now, when you're listening to this, obviously could be a different day even. So sorry that you missed out on the actual celebration of 217 Day. But we do have free shirts that we send people. If you want to sign up for that, it's 217recovery.com. There's also a donation page on there if you would like to help us in our recovery center. We do have grants, but in order to use the money, we have to have money first to get reimbursed. So
yes, please. That would be helpful.
It really would help us. So if you've been listening to the podcast for days or weeks or years or whatever and think, it's pretty cool. I like that. Chip in and chip out. Don't chip out, man.
Check it out and chip in.
There you go.
There you go.
But thanks to God.
Oh my gosh. We're having a chromagogy of a time today.
Words are hard.
Words are hard.
Yeah, and see, we don't edit things.
Nope.
But take care, and we'll be back tomorrow, and we'll try to do the intimacy game.
Yes. All right. Everyone have a wonderful night.
Thanks for listening to the 217 Recovery Podcast. We hope you come back for our next episode.